Hello, everybody. Why does it say ads starting soon? I should have pre-rolls turned on. I should have pre-rolls turned off. Why is ads being weird? Ad manager, what are you doing? Oh, there we go. Now it didn't update. Okay. Okay. I was about to say, what is going on? Go home, you're drunk, ads manager. Okay. Alrighty. Bot tricks. I gotta turn that off. I don't use it for anything. It's like it doesn't really serve a purpose. Close and reopen the chat. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, so it's a funny thing. I almost used bot tricks as my main thing for getting chatbot and what was it? Chatbot and alerts, but bot tricks for all of its alerts, because I was going to be like all my alerts in one place. For all of its alerts, bot tricks does not have channel point alerts to let me know that someone's redeemed channel points. And I was like, well, that's a problem because I want to offer channel points. And then I went and I found out that Twitch has its own alert system that you can use, and that includes things for channel points. And I was like, oh, that's pretty swell. So when I found out that contained channel points, I was like, you know what? Let's use that. Oh my gosh, I was eating really fast right before stream and I got like some sriracha and mustard on my shirt. To change my shirt tomorrow. Or after stream, probably. Okay. Alright, so let's get to the just chatting screen. Looks like Twitch stream is about to be going into some ads in a couple minutes. So we'll just hang out for a little bit, wait for those ads to end, then we'll get rocking and rolling. So let's just hop over here. Come on. There we go. Cool. So I learned the other day, because like normally I've had my model's eyes just going straight forward, right? That's just how I had my model set. But I found out that when I was experimenting with stuff with vMagic Mirror, that I can do eye tracking in vMagic Mirror through either tracking my mouse or through tracking my actual eyes. And I could turn up the sensitivity and like the distance which the eyes are able to travel a lot. And even if it doesn't exactly track my eyes, it still makes me look a lot more expressive, and I really like that extra expressiveness. Now obviously when I have my helmet visor down, that's not an option that's going to be really relevant at all because the eyes are covered by the visor. But for everything else and for other stuff, I thought that'd be really neat. So that kicked off a whole thing with trying to set up stuff and learn about my model. I've been on a whole kick. Looks like ad break is going to start in just a few seconds. And then when that starts, once the ad break passes, I will jump right into it. Let me clean up this a little bit. There we go. Cool. Move the robot up a little bit, made it a little bit bigger. Okay. Hey Silva, good to see you. How you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh, you're probably in an about to be in an ad. What's this? But yeah, it's good to see you, Silva. It's funny. So like when I was trying to decide what to do for stream tonight, I was like, I could do another, like Hey Noel Main, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. How goes the work on the creature thing? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. But your TTRPG you're working on. I remember last I talked to you about it. You'd hold on, something did I just get a pop-up of somebody doing a thing? Or was that a thing telling me that there was an ad? I don't even know. I thought I saw something up on my screen. But yeah, I remember last I saw you were working on the character sheet, right, Noel Main? How's that going for you? Oh my gosh. So, ad should be ending in just a few seconds. Okay. Everybody should be back from the ad. So like, it's funny. So my first stream back, I just let the ads run naturally on their own, right? And then my first stream back to Twitch, I mean, when I started doing the multi-streaming. And then for all the streams since then, I started doing a thing where like when the ads were about to run, I would run them like a minute early manually. And even though I had relatively the same numbers of people and the same amount of viewership and the same amount of ad time, I started earning like 6 to 10 cents less, which is a lot whenever you're dealing with the number of cents that I'm working with. So tonight, as part of an experiment, I'm not going to run any of the ads manually. I'm just going to let them run when they would naturally run. And then in like 2 or 3 days when it processes the ad revenue, I'll see if that proves the hypothesis that it gives me a slightly larger cut if I let it automatically run it instead of running it manually. It'd be a really random thing to do that. But yeah. So, oh my gosh. Today. So there are people that like had owed me money, right? And I'm not the kind of person to chase people down and be like, "Her, blah, 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 you owe me money," because that's not what I do. Because like the thing is, I don't want people to do that to me, and like there are times when I need help too, right? And one of my friends had told me that like, hey, I know that I owe you this money. Remind me on Friday and I'll pay you back. And I was like, okay. And you know, when I talked to her about it, she was like, it's not a problem. It's not like, you know, it's just, if you don't tell me, I'm going to forget because I've got too many things going on. So I was like, okay. So I sent her a Facebook message this morning, and then I didn't say anything about it. I didn't bring it up. I didn't like chase her down about it. And then she sent me money back, and she sent me my money back, and I was like, oh. So now I have this like $15 that I didn't have, that I had not originally intended on having, right? And I have been in this mode of spending money or in time and energy and effort to improve my model, to improve the stream, right? That has been what I have been like, working on audio, working on looking at what games people want to watch me play, looking at all of it. That's what I have been digging through to try to invest more time and energy into the stream. So, of course, my first thought when I got this $15 that I wasn't expecting to have was, how can I invest this in stream? Right? I have plenty of games to play, so I don't need to buy any more games. But the armor. So, when I showed you all the super mode stuff I had and the armor I got, there were 2 other armor sets that I saw that I wanted to buy that cost money. There was one that was a slightly more like, whereas my normal armor set is more like, just like a chest plate and arms and boots. There's another one made by the same artist that didn't pop up when I searched armor that I might have gotten had I seen it first. That's like plate armor, and it's like more detailed and covers more stuff. And so there's that, and then there's this other armor set that's the version 2 of the golden armor that I got. I got the version 1 or version 0 or whatever for free. And then the version 2 is the one you got to pay for. And the version 2 is a lot more detailed and has a lot more features to it that I want. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to get it, because I told myself before, when the new month comes over, because I get my temporary disability money at the beginning of the month. So I was like, at the beginning of the month, whenever I get that money, after I pay my bills, if there's anything left over, I'll look into getting those armor sets. Even if I don't use them, just to play with them, use them for animations, use them. I'm learning a bunch of stuff for like posing and pictures and emotes and all that stuff, right? It's a whole thing. And now I had the money early, so I was like, hey, I could do this now. I could just do this now. And I talked about it on my friend's server, on my friend Hero Girl's server. I was like, hey, this is really hard being an adult, and I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure if this is the right choice. And one of the people was like, hey, listen, you should probably save it. You've put a lot of stuff into your model recently, so why don't you coast off of that for a little bit and like let that settle, see how you feel about that. And somebody else was, and Hero Girls was the one who piped up and was like, and the thing is, you might find out that there's something else you want more that you could use that money on later that you may find between now and then whatever, right? And I'm like, that's so true. That's so true. That's so valid. That's so real. Why is my model's head like looking off into the distance? There we go. Cool. Awesome. So that's been kind of stuff that's happened. I've been working on stuff. I've been cooking stuff. I've been working on emotes and learning how to make GIFs. Speaking of which, I just got a new emote approved. Let me I'll use it in, oh my gosh. Aw, the restream chat doesn't show the actual GIF, it just shows the still image. That's funny. For those of you who don't know, that GIF is my model with the faceplate coming on and off repeatedly with a little grin inside. And it has been an ordeal making that, right? Because at first I learned how to make GIFs through Canva, and I'm like, cool, I can use this to make, and I found out that emotes you upload don't have to be 112 by 112 anymore. They can, as long as they're square and they're less than like 8,000 by 8,000, they could downsize them. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. No, I was thinking it's like less than like 10,000 by 10,000. What is it? Hold on. 4,000 by 4,000 pixels. 4,096 by 4,096 is the maximum amount, but they have to be square. So I was like, okay, cool. When I do that, when I make the emotes through Canva, well, not the emotes, I make the, whenever I make the, whatchamacallit, the, whenever I make the GIFs, they're like 8,906, no, I think they're like 896 pixels by 896 pixels, I think, is what they are. So I'm like, cool, I can make the emotes in Canva, then just drop them into whatchamacallit, Twitch, and I'll have my emote, right? Cool, bing bang boom. So I could start making more things to reward subscribers and stuff, right? I reached out to the artist that had done my first emote, and I guess he's busy, or maybe he just doesn't use Discord anymore. Yeah, I'm working on it regularly, but I'm developing some ideas, so I might make an updated sheet later. But this week's been quite busy. What you been working on, Noel, man? You said this week's been busy. What you been busy with this week? So I reached out to the artist who did my first emote, the Galio Wink emote, and it's been like a couple weeks, and he hasn't responded, and I don't really have any other way to like contact him besides Discord. So I'm just like, well, Ripperino, I gotta make do without my main artist. Well, I could ping him on Instagram, and I know he's active on Instagram. Can you send messages on Instagram? Is there a thing for that? Is there a thing for that? See, the thing is, my Instagram is connected to my Facebook. No, I don't want to turn on notifications. Yeah, he is posting. Can I can message. But the thing is, he's probably busy with school stuff and family stuff and life stuff, because I know he's in school. It's funny, now that I'm looking at this, the past messages I've sent, last time I contracted him to do my banner and my logo and the mech. I'd messaged him on Discord and he hadn't responded, and I had to contact him via Instagram. And it was really funny because he was like, I promise I wasn't ghosting you. I saw your message on Discord. I just haven't had a chance to respond. And like getting that reminder, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be patient with it and see, because I'll make what I can for now. Oh, your sister got to leave the hospital, and so you're taking care of her? Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I think that's awesome, as long as it's like a good thing. You say she got to leave the hospital, not that she got kicked out. So I'm presuming that it's a good thing that she left the hospital. But it's funny. I was advertising the stream because I'm trying to do that more often, do that earlier and stuff, right? And I just found this new streamer on Twitch, Bonicula. And she like is really cool, has this great energy, and I've been really enjoying her streams. And she has a Discord, so I joined the Discord, and there's a thing where it's like, hey, here's a self-promotion channel to promote yourself. And I haven't really said anything on the Discord, but I was like, you know what? Let me try promoting myself there. And then after I posted the thing advertising for the stream, because I do that like an hour early, hour, 30 minutes, an hour or 30 minutes or sometime in there early, right? She had a baby, she's not, well, okay, alright. Speaking of which, not of the baby, but of stream, I should let people know that I'm live. Let me... Someone posted right after I made my initial post on Twitter, like, hey, are you live right now? I was like, I didn't even see it because I was so busy with other things. Hold on. Let me quote retweet. But is the baby healthy? Is everything good and all that stuff? No, well, man, I realize it feels like I might be... I hope it doesn't feel like I'm being nosy or stuff. I'm just curious. Which is kind of like being nosy, I guess, except less malicious. Let me respond to this person's tweet. But yeah, that's congratulations on the whole baby thing and having a new member of your family and having your sister come home. I guess I could also do that on Blue Sky. Oh, everything's fine. The baby is healthy and we're spending time together at my family's house. That's great. That's awesome. That's outstanding. Let's see. VRM posing. Did I already... Is that the one I found? Alvin Game Dev. Oh, this is not what I found. Ooh. Somebody, one of the people who's like one of the big movers and shakers on the VTubing scene on Blue Sky, responded to one of my tweets, my Blue Sky posts, where I said that I was really frustrated because I felt like I was going to have to learn Unity to make custom poses for my model. And was like, hey, there's this thing, VRM posing, for desktop. And I'm like, is that because... Oh, that costs money. Hey, Ronald McDonald. It's you. Hey, Ronald, how are you doing? Not at the moment. No, I'm good, Ronald McDonald. Alrighty. All right. I'll have to mark this as, I'll put this on my wish list. VRM posing. Because what's the one I got? I got VRM pose transmitter. That's the one I got. Okay. Maybe I'll use the money that I got to buy VRM posing. Make some cool poses and stuff. Ooh, that could be good. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. My parents are Miss Mick and Mr. Donald. My 2 brothers are the Mad Ronald McDonald, the Ronald from every McDonald's store. He clones himself, and my sister is Winston. Oh, goodness, Ronald McDonald. That's quite the family you've got going on there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one way to put it, Noel, man. That's why she has red hair. My mom has white skin and my dad has red hair and his sausage is yellow. That's why we're wearing yellow. It's our skin, not clothes. Oh my gosh, now we're getting into SCP territory. Now we're getting into SCP territory. Goodness gravy. All right. I was kind of validating the other day. I saw someone post on Twitter about, or X or whatever, about like panicking and thinking that like people are mad at them and like having to fight the urge to DM people and just be like, are you mad at me for whatever variety of reasons, right? And like I struggle with some of that too. Where if someone hasn't responded to me in a while or I haven't talked to someone in a while, there's part of me that's worried that like they're mad at me or they dislike me or something like that. And it's something I used to struggle with a lot more. Oh goodness, oh you, Ronald McDonald. And I was thinking about something the other day about like my journey with my mental health stuff, right? And this is something I don't talk about much. This might be a little bit heavy to talk about right before we go into an ad on Twitch. But for years, I had this fear of death. It was like paralyzing. Anytime I thought about death or the afterlife or just non-existence at all, I would get paralyzed with fear. I would try to scream, but nothing would come out, and I would be consumed with this all-consuming, yes, that's English. I would be overtaken by this all-consuming fear and just a complete detachment from my body at even just thinking about death, about what it's going to be like to die. And it was, I don't know if it was dread, Noel Main. I don't know if it was. It was this, but whatever it was like, I just kept envisioning, my mind got filled with this envision of non-existence. Burger King and Dairy Queen is my cousins in a kingdom that's, we visit them every Sunday. Jollibee is your friend. Well, it's good that you're all family and friends, Ronald McDonald. And it used to be a really big problem for me. And, it, like, my therapist had diagnosed it as PTSD. We didn't exactly know what had caused it or where it had come from or like what started it. I didn't know if it was a nightmare. Didn't know if it was some experience. We couldn't figure it out. It was a thing that kept happening of having these PTSD like attacks, these panic attacks where I would just freeze and be consumed with fear. And like, every cow company is where you get your milk for... I presume you meant to type milk there. Even bots can mistype. And I was thinking, the reason why I bring this up is because I was thinking about this for recently, that hasn't happened in a long time. And then I took a moment, I actually intentionally thought about death. And like, I didn't freeze. The fear didn't come. I wasn't consumed with an all-consuming darkness. I was able to rationally think about death and rationally process the fact that one day I will die. I have my own varying beliefs about what's going to happen when that happens. But for the first time in a long time, I realized that like that wasn't consuming me the way it used to for years. And I don't know, like I guess for a bit that was, I don't know, I didn't know what to feel about that, about like if it was a sign that maybe I'm getting better or that I'm, like it's progress because it's like I'm able to deal with things rationally. Part of me worried that it might be a sign of becoming callous to something that is that I should be processing. There's a lot of feelings about it, but it was just something I thought about. And remember the little white guy in the first McDonald's restaurant? He's still alive, but is super old, and old Ronald is still alive, but in our basement because he's crazy. Oh, goodness. So whenever I see these fan accounts that pop up and do silly things like this, I'm presuming it's either someone having a whole bunch of fun trying to, like, roleplay character and, like, derail the stream till they get banned because they think it's funny, or it's a bot of some kind. We put him in an asylum because we were lazy. You're just telling lore. You're just telling lore, so you aren't a bot. You are responding. That's some interesting lore you've got there, Ronald McDonald. Let me see. You're a real person. Checking your mental health is really important. I had to learn really early that death is part of nature, but your feelings are very important to your progress as a person. Definitely. Definitely. I wish there was a way I could... I wish there was a way I could click on someone's account and, like, go to their... Like, click on their name in chat and, like, see their YouTube account. And be like, is this an actual, like, Ronald McDonald VTuber? Pepsi, Coke, and 7-Eleven is your cousin's friends. Okay. Alright. Channel, that's what I'm looking for. So many Ronald McDonald on YouTube. Whatever. But that's very interesting lore, Ronald McDonald. Bro, when we die, we still don't end, so our lives are infinite, so there's never an end to life. That's one way to think about it. Like, I have my own beliefs about the afterlife and what happens when we pass. And I think like I was, it's very interesting for me because, like, I grew up in a hyper-religious community that, like, was very end-of-life focused. Like, I grew up in a Christian family and in a Christian community, in a Catholic community, and a big part of that, a big part of, like, what we learned, what we were taught, was talking about the afterlife, was talking about what happens when you die, and was talking about storing up treasures in heaven, doing things here in order to guarantee eternal life, and all of that is like they call it the source and summit of the faith and everything else, right? But within the recent few years, I've interacted with a preacher who has turned some things on its head for me, as he talked about this idea that, like, whatever happens when we die, whatever the afterlife looks like, it's in God's hands, right? I'm not answering that question, Ronald McDonald. Dr. Pepper's your doctor? Cool. And it was, but this idea that, like, what we really need to be focusing on is how we treat each other. living a life where you treat each other with love, not so much because you're storing up treasures in heaven or you're trying to guarantee some kind of eternal paradise, but because it's the right thing to do and it's what we're called to do. KFC's your uncle. What is this? The fast food extended universe? Your family tree isn't a tree, it's a menu. Oh, goodness gravy. Oh, goodness gravy, Ronald McDonald. Let me see something. Why am I getting messages right now? Oh, okay. Well, this VOD will be saved, so I can always go back and watch the VOD if I ever need to find your lore, Ronald McDonald. I do like that thing about the family tree isn't a tree, it's a menu. I think that's funny. I think that's cute. Alrighty. Well, hey Nabiru, there you are. Also grew up in a Christian family, but as I grew older, I became more detached. I believe that your reaction and reasoning to the world is more important than beliefs. I think so too. I think, it's, there are some things that are true whether you believe them or not, and like one of the important things of like of society and societal development is cooperation, is mutual aid, is like care for your fellow human being, and I think that's really important. And that's been really eye-opening for me. These last few years have been really big for me, and it's also something else. I'll talk a little bit more, then we'll go into the actual gaming side of the gaming stream tonight, because I know that's what some people are here for. I know it's what most people are probably here for, because I did promise a gaming stream. It's this thing. I was thinking about something that reminds me of something that, like, I was thinking recently how Michelin Man is your cousin's dad. Now you're getting into the extended family, Ronald McDonald. So I'm multi-streaming right now. I'm live on both YouTube and Twitch. And I have had so far 3 multi-streams where I've been live on both YouTube and Twitch. And I don't know there, Mom, cuz they never told me, hey, sometimes keeping track of extended family can be difficult. Trust me, I get that, Ronald McDonald. And I noticed that my VODs up on Twitch were getting views, like 20, 60, 23, 27, and that was more than my VODs used to get. My VODs used to get, like, nothing. And I tried doing TTRPG VODs for a while. I wasn't regular. This was before I'd met Nabiru, before I'd asked Silva to start watching my streams. It was before I made all the connections that I have now. And it's really interesting for me that, like, I was feeling so, when I was on Twitch years ago, like, and I used to stream on Twitch, and when I was new to VTubing, I'd been streaming for years, I just felt so beaten down. I felt like nobody was watching. No matter what I did, I wasn't getting content. And I felt like, no matter what happened, it was just, you know, I get that report at the end of the stream summary from Twitch to be like, average viewers 0.1, right? And it was real disheartening. And I was really frustrated. I suffered from so much anxiety and imposter syndrome. And sometimes I'd wonder if it was really imposter syndrome or if I was just really bad. And then I took the advice of someone I saw on the internet, which is silly. And I made the jump from Twitch to YouTube, and I started streaming on YouTube. And then I started making connections, meeting new people. Anything orange, Ronald McDonald. I'm not sure if that's safe for a cheetah. But then again, they do need to eat a lot. And now that I'm coming back to Twitch, and my VODs, like, the views that I get, like, during stream, right? That's, you know, that's cool. That's people discovering the stream, which I'm getting more of those now. So I'm getting those. And I'm just kind of blown away at, like, how much things have changed, how much I've changed. My content has changed. And it's just been a part of this journey, I guess. I guess this is like the looping back around of the hero's journey, where the hero comes back home changed and brings the boon with them. But yeah, so the thing is, my VODs, like my streams, getting the views during the stream, that's the people I've asked to show up. That's the people who wander in. Maybe they stay, maybe they don't. But then the people who watch the VODs afterwards, that's other people being, like, other people discovering my content. That's something I didn't really see before. So I don't know if Twitch is just getting better at that or what's happening with that. Anyway, it's going on 9:20. We need to get this game rolling. I promised a gaming stream, so I'm going to deliver a gaming stream. Right, Ronald McDonald? Yeah, that's great. I think I was looking at, well, like, what got views and what people were looking at. Do you believe my first stream exploring Perfect Draw is up to like 80 views? Like, it's mind-blowing for me that, like, that got so much content. I think doing more content around Perfect Draw is going to be really crucial to, like, my growth this year. I think that's going to be really key to hitting my goals, because it's a great system. It has its flaws, it has its imperfections, but every system does. One of these days I'm gonna get my actual review video out. But alright, let me close that. All right. What is this? So there's this VTuber who's like a giant super robot VTuber called Gold Guardian, and someone made a fan art of them, really in a really cute one. I just saw that real quick when I was slipping through the internet. Poor Anna Alouette from Nijisanji. She made a post on X about she was so confused watching a random anime that she picked up, and she realized halfway through that she was watching episode 12, not episode 1. And she said later, "I'm surprised so many people relate to this. We are all stupid." Chef Boyardee is our chef that cooks his food, and we give him some food and water so he can survive. Oh my gosh. That's messed up. That's messed up. First, let me... Whoop. Okay, there we go. Got that open. Gotta make, like... So I made the GIF of the transformation sequence, but I really need to make like an actual stinger, like scene transition, that's a transformation sequence that I can do whenever I go into my gaming streams. I think that would be really cool. Let me try something. Okay. Browse. Pictures. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Bump. Oh, I could have just made it invisible. Boop. Okay. Da da da. See, I queued the transformation sequence. Chef uses a rat to help him cook, and the green giant's your other friend. Hey, it's good to have friends. So I use the time of the transformation sequence to change my model. Let me make sure all my settings are good for this. I've been cooking some other stuff for my model for a little bit. And let me make sure I have the face settings. Yep, okay, good. I don't have the eye motion turned on. Kind of like a Power Rangers character. Kind of like a Power Rangers character, Ronald McDonald. Alrighty. Alright. Let's get to the game. Alright, and... No, I ate right before stream. I'll turn up the volume a little bit. I'm always worried about the music being possibly copyrighted. It's always one of the things that I'm always worried about with games, is if the music's going to be copyrighted or not. But we'll take our chances. Let's see if there's any new challenge. You need to go? Alright, well, it was great having you, Ronald McDonald. Sorry I thought you were a bot. It would just seem really, really interesting. You just kind of showing up and dropping lore in the chat. So, Ronald McDonald, before you go, real quick, I like to speak positive affirmations about my viewers before they go. So I will say to you that I believe you are a wonderful, truly unique, and one-of-a-kind individual, and I think that you are valuable, worthy of love, and that you deserve happy things. I believe that you make this world a better place just by living in it in your own unique way. Thank you for coming to my stream. Thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your energy, and I value you. I don't know if you left already, but that's just me saying that to you, Ronald McDonald. All right, let's do the challenge. Let's do the challenges stuff, unlocking stuff before we move on to the next stage of the game. Because we stopped like right between stages. So this one, they give me challenges, and I have to defeat them in a certain way. All right, what have we got? 3 Hellcats and a Lightning Sykes. Non-attacking weapons are disabled for this turn. I want to do that so that way I can take out the Hellcats. Uh, 204. Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Ooh, I think we got it. I think we got it, because next turn, that'll move forward. No deck commands, but... Ooh, that's not going to work. Okay. Only 69 damage. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we alternates. Okay. Cool. Okay, there we go. All right. Oh my gosh. Oh, she can't even do that anyway. I saved the wrong one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Because if I don't agitate her, they become invisible and there's no way I'm taking them down. I was thinking about making a shadow links for the creatures. TTRPG should probably call it Shabah. Shabami. Shabah is ghost in most Arabic languages. That's cool. Okay, so now 8. I think I need. So I got to do. Okay. The fact that excess damage doesn't roll over from the shield makes this viable. Go for. I got another ad starting in a minute. I hope I get the blade liger. Because if I get the Blade Liger, that would be really cool. So what would the abilities of the Shadow Lynx creature be, Noel Main? Will I get the Blade Liger from this? BC set core KW. That's the Koenig Wolf core. Will I get the Koenig Wolf? Alright, we got 2 Terras, 1 Red Ohm, 2 Bombers, 1 Berserk Fury. Oh, we got a whole bunch of stuff. Okay. Power of B and C's best range attacks are added to A's strongest ranged attack. B and C can't move this turn. We're going to do no fly zone. We're not messing with you yet. What items do we have? No items. Okay. It's got an energy shield. Full burst. That hits everything. How much does she generate? She generates 2 per turn. Oh, that lost 5 is not good. About to get hit with missiles, not lasers. I was thinking something like it marks a trap on the board, and when the enemy activates the trap, it deals shadow damage. The enemy cannot stun the Shabami for a certain time. Ooh, that's interesting. I think I've already lost this. Because Lena can't use her special attack. Okay. Nope. Okay, so... Okay, so she can destroy them. Okay. He's got 4, so he's not doing a whole bunch. She's a size S? He's an L. I want to hit that with the laser. It's gonna be 8. When a turn comes, it'll be 10. Why is his energy shield? All logistics support. Okay, that's not what I needed. Okay. It's 80. Nope, she cannot do damage to him. There's a skill I made for the stone warrior creature. The skill hits an entire column in the battlefield like stone spikes coming out of the ground. That's cool. Okay. I'm still dipping my toes in the possible skills for starters and new creatures. That's cool. Okay. I think deflection stops E-Charger heal. Increase the accuracy in order to take down the enemy. Okay. All right, we're doing pretty good. Okay. All right, good. We'll deal with your shield later. Okay, now we full burst. Take out all the flyers. Missed one. Okay. We can deal with him in a second. Will that actually be enough to break the shield? Oh, this increases accuracy. Oh. Okay. Bah. The capture mechanic will be quite simple. The player character party can enter a battle with wild creatures, usually 2 to 3 creatures, and complete certain goal to capture the creature if they want. Okay. All right, now this one. The only purpose she serves... Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so he's got resistance to melee. What's gonna damage him? He's got resistance to missiles. It's gotta be laser? This does laser. Um... Oh my gosh, that energy shield is just brutal. Um... Thor Phalanx isn't going to do it because it's the best ranged attacks. Neither one of them has good range attacks. Deal X damage to the creature or soothe its mood and examples of those. Oh, that's really cool, Noel, man. Hey, Ronald McDonald, how you doing? Not sure what to do on this one. Like, I took care of the flyers. No, I'm not hungry, Ronald McDonald. You'll wait. Okay. This is bugging me. Give me a second. because this is a casual playthrough, so sometimes stuff bugs me. Yes. Oh, somebody said they were coming to the stream. Okay. We are on level 5, stage 2. Alrighty. Okay. Okay, gave her accuracy up to guarantee take these guys down. Lots of missiles. Okay. We haven't even gotten to this story, and we're like an hour. We're coming up on 10 o'clock. Shield. Okay. All right. Now this should hit all of them. All right. It's that guy. I think we're about to go into the New Century Zero world, which is gonna be funny. I was going through some of my papers. I found a cool little thing. It's a set of custom cards that would be an expansion box, Cosmic Revolution, I made a few months back. Ooh, that's cool. So now we do... Then we want... 3D radar. Electrobite Fang. And then this one is logistics support. That was a lot of setup. Oh, no fly zone. Cool. I'll try this one before I look at the guide. 2 Iron Kongs, 1 Dark Horn, Harry Special, 3 Saber Fangs. What deck commands have we got? Blanks, shelling attacks are disabled, logistics support, fortification, change Zoid formation. I would want to... Actually, I want to speed through this real quick. Okay. They all look identical, so I'm just going to move this one back. I don't think I'm going to run out of energy. Oh, that's why it's a waste, because it only does 1. Okay. Okay. That's why I needed to move one back, because they're doing below the minimum damage. Next we want... And then these ones use close range cannon. Oh, I think I might have saved that. That might have just saved me. Okay. Hey, we win those. Breezing through these. Burning Big Bang into Strike Laser Claw. One of the cards states this creature has plus 400 power if you battle in a Haravian domain. I forgot to make the domain cards. Domains are like locations of places. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, one of them's gonna have to be Strike Laser Clawed. Okay, that's the one. Okay. Okay. We are breezing through. It helps when you have a guide. CAS. Ooh, it's got a cool animation. Nice. Ooh, that was close. Command Mines, last one. Energy tank on. Okay. Use 5 blades to full burst. What have we got? Friendship, Speed M, Speed L, Assault, Diversion, Mines, Shelling Attacks. Arrow Phalanx. Okay. I think the only... I don't think there are... I think the only M here is Rados. Energy tank is a healing item. After defeating Harry and Sebastian, use 5 blades of full burst to defeat. So, that's Benjamin. She's going to need to do that one more time. How are they looking? She needs to do that one more time in order for, which will take down Sebastian. And injure Harry some. I want to save friendship. What's he got? He's got 28. That should be enough to use something. Defeat Benjamin. I could probably have... Oh, I need to keep... Oh, that was a problem. I didn't realize those were large. I thought those were double L's. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. That was a crit. Of course it was a crit. Alright, full burst time. Doesn't even matter. Wasn't going to damage you anyway. It hit the 2 it needed to hit. Oh, that's a good amount of healing. I could have saved that up. All right, I'm gonna set you to wait. She needs the full burst one more time, so she is going to be... He needs 50. All right, and she's almost there. I think another turn, another 2 turns. Next turn should be able to... Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, so Sebastian's down. Well, that was a good bit of damage. Oh, that restores EP, not... This could have been going so much faster. Energy tank restores EP, ion restores health. I'm a goofball. Okay. Okay. So I've been sitting here just waiting when I could have been using an energy tank. Oh my gosh, I'm a goofball. Okay, so you need to do that one more time. Okay, we are almost there. That should take out Harry. 5 blades and full burst to defeat Benjamin. Energy tanks are for bit. Okay. Okay. We are, oh my gosh, it's 10:30 and we've oh wow. So she's going to need to use a healing item. Okay. No, I'll heal Jamie next turn. That's gonna do 1 damage, but see if this does any damage. Nope. That did no damage. Ah. That energy tank weapon is powerful. Power of B and C strongest melee attacker added to A. B and C can't. Oh, it can't move this turn. Nope. All right. Hey, welcome back, Noel Main. I am almost done with this. I think I'm about to finish off. I think I'm about to finish off this this last challenge battle. I know I promised like exploring more story stuff, but I've been in this challenge battle this whole time. All right, and we are going to. There we go. Gun Sniper Naomi special data. All right. Now let's get to the actual stream. The actual game. So now we got to do our preparation for we leave. I was hoping I would have got the Blade Liger data so I could make a Blade Liger. Okay, I've already talked to all these people. Let's see if there any new items have appeared. Nope. Abnormal statuses don't really do much in this game. I think I just have to head out of the town and then the next part of the story starts, right? Oh. I don't think I have anything I want to build right now. could make that. Could make a Naomi special gun sniper. Alright, let's get to actually getting out of town. Alrighty. I think I have to head up here to the underground ruins in order to leave. Oh my gosh. Listen, you really don't want this smoke. Okay. Let's see where we're going to the next spot. All right, where are we going next? What is this place? Where are we? It's a pretty desolate area, Jack. This place, it's almost like a training area or battlefield. Battlefield. I can't say for sure, but I've got a bad feeling about this. For the time being, let's look around. What's this? Enemies, where are they firing from? They're all over the place. An ambush? We have to hurry and get out of here. Intruders detected on the battlefield. The Zoid battle will be cancelled and... Oh, yep, we're in New Century Zero. In accordance with the rules, no contest. Zoid battle? What in the world is that? What's the matter, Ethel? That... You're the ones who canceled the Zoid battle. Oh, it's blood. Looks like this boring battle just got a lot more interesting. So you're the next one up to plate. It's not just me. Could Flam be here as well? I look forward to the day where we face each other in battle. Seems like we'll meet again very soon. Indeed. Hey, what's the big idea? You can't be here. Don't play dumb either. I can't believe it. Do you not have eyes? Are you dumb or something? Lena, you didn't have to say that. It can't be helped. We barely ever get a chance to fight those guys after all. That's true, but exactly. The World Cup is over and Bit and Brad have both run off. Oh, so this takes place after the season ended. Oh, this is taking place in their adventures in S rank. That's funny. Lan came all the way home just to help us out for this. I was looking forward to teaming with all of you again as well. Hey, are you even listening? Don't just stand there staring like that. How rude. Who do you think you are? Me? I'm the great Lena Toros. So who in the world are you? Why are you so protective? Are you two going out or something? Oh no, I can imagine Regina doing that whole like finger poke thing where they like poke the finger like ooh. Let them tire each other out. Not you two, Doc. What are you saying? No point standing around here. Let's head back to the Tauros farm. While you're at it, you guys come too. Hey, Lena, bring that other girl along as well. Got it, Dad. Come along, guys. You too, Regina. Of course. Everyone, let's go back to Lena's. Now they're just friends. Since when did they become so buddy-buddy? I'd love to know too. Well, for the time being, let's head over. This is when we can start crossing over different territory now because we'll have the hover cargo and it can go over water. So what are y'all doing out there anyway? Surely you know that entering a battlefield is prohibited. We're very sorry. We aren't accustomed to these parts. Excuse our rudeness, interrupting your battle you worked so hard for. It's fine, it's fine. We'll get another chance. Don't sweat it, Regina. Thanks, Lena. By the way, that team you were fighting, you mean Team Blood? Team Blood, yeah. They appeared mysteriously out of nowhere like a shooting star. In the blink of an eye, they became the undisputed champions of the Colosseum District. Other than the fact that their leader is a man named Blood, we don't know anything about them. Blood. Rumor has it that there are other skilled warriors besides Blood. Warriors? As in Zoid warriors. You seriously didn't know that? I know Z fighters, but Zoid warriors I've never heard of something like that before. Huh? Fighters? You guys must have come from really far in the countryside or something. Come to think of it, there's a female pilot in Team Blood as well. How about we finish this conversation inside? Say, Doc, speaking of mysteries, those incidents of Zoids disappearing recently have been pretty mysterious. Why is my model freaking out? Zoids disappearing? Yep. Recently, the top-ranking teams have been disappearing one by one along with their Zoids. Those cruel people, stealing all those rare Zoids. Why couldn't they let me have them? Doc! Don't say things like that. Zoid disappearances and Team Blood. It can't be mere coincidence. I'm afraid you might be right. Where's Team Blood right now? We have no idea. Like we said before, they're full of mystery. Are you saying there might be some connection between them and the disappearances? Without a doubt. My, well this just got a whole lot more interesting. Looks like we'll have to ask Team Blood directly ourselves, but you just said you have no idea where they are. Indeed. However, there is a way to meet with them for certain. What in the world might that be? What should we do? A Zoid battle. We can challenge them. But Dad, Team Blood are the undisputed champions of the Colosseum District. We just happened to be paired up against them in the tournament earlier. We might not get that chance again. If we applied to challenge them and it got declined, then that'd be the end of it. You're right, Lena, but you have to think outside the box. If it's a championship match, then they can't turn us down. But they're the Colosseum champions. Are you really suggesting we work our way to the top of the standings? Those are no ordinary Zoid battles. I get it now. This is just a lot. This just got a lot more interesting. Not you too, Leon. Dr. Tauros, how do we join these Zoid battles? You'd have to register your team with the Zoid Battle Commission, but registering could take some time. In that time, Team Blood could slip away from us. So, is there anything we can do? Dad, there has to be something they can do. That's easy. You can register to be a part of the Blitz team. Oh, we're joining the Blitz team. If you do that, you can take part in Zoid battles as quickly as tomorrow. Lena can help you with that. Isn't that right, Lena? Of course. Let's do our best out there, Regina. Right. Alright, let's get on with these Zoid battles too, Athel. Right, let's battle our way to the top. Say, what is the equipment you have there? Recon. I see it's some sort of radar. You'd better take this. Ooh, search radar level 3. What's that do? With this, you should be able to see even more information about enemy Zoids in the field. This is amazing. Did you make it yourself, Doc? Of course I did. Something like this is child's play for me. Didn't you find that in a scrapyard, Dad? Oh, that's not really important now, is it, Lena? Ha ha ha. Alright, let's do our best out there, everyone. Lena. What's with you, Earth? What's the matter, Earth? Oh, it's nothing. It's about Flam, isn't it? You could see right through me. Seems like she might be here in this world too. I'm afraid you might be right. She'll be after you again, won't she? Yeah, I'm prepared for that. Would it be okay if we talked about that? I'm sure something useful will come out of it. Would I still be accepted as a beast warrior? Even though I've been keeping so much from Regina, from the prince? I wonder too. I'm not even sure myself. But I'm not ready to let you go as a friend. If I could say anything right now, that would be it, Jack. Please, let me ask you, Earth, why does Flam resent you so much? It goes back many, many years. I led an elite Imperial task force. Among my soldiers were Flam and Mauser. Mauser? Even amongst my task force, he was the best of the best. I didn't want to admit it, but he was even better than I was. He was Flam's fiancé. But one day he was planning to flee with classified military information. He's planning to throw away everything he had to tread his own path. I was the only one who knew what he was planning. So you stopped him from fleeing? I understand now. He lost his usual cool, calm, and collected attitude. If it wasn't for that, I would have never been able to stop him. So just like that, he was defeated? When he realized he couldn't escape, he self-destructed along with his Zoid. Took the Zoid with him too? Aw. That fool. I covered it up, writing it off as a training accident with the army. So you never told Flam? Oh, she doesn't know the truth about what happened, did you? If the army knew, Flam would have been in dangerous position as his fiancé, so you never reported what actually happened to protect her. You were putting her feelings first. Ah, so deep. Earth. To think you could be so nice. Well, thank you for talking with me, Earth. I'll support you as best I can. Just your words are plenty enough, Jack. I see. I understand now. The reason why you were assigned here. I'm glad it's been as nice as it has so far. There you two are. Come on, hurry up. Let's get ready for the Zoid battle. Roger that. Let's go, Earth. Right. Ooh, Blade Liger. Full burst does ridiculous damage. Beam Gatling hits like a truck. Laser Saber 317, 392. Oh, that one is laser. Is actually laser damage. This one is just melee. Okay. Let me do my strategy, and then we'll probably end here for the night. Okay. Lena for hitting those big numbers. I pulled out the Koenig Wolf. I think the Koenig Wolf was the only one I pulled out. Oh, I can mount weapons on top too. Okay. Ooh. That's pretty hefty. I didn't even know I got that unit. We'll probably do a melee protection. Do a laser. Um, 289. Okay, this, oh, it's only got 10 weapon weight? Oh my gosh. She can carry nothing on there. I'll stick with that for now and just poke the front row. Let's see if I can go into their base. That's what I want to see. Ooh, I got junk parts too. Nice. That's going to come in handy for finding more parts. Let's change out the deck commands. Sweet's Wish. Oh, there's one specifically for RD. Powers up, gaining 300 max HP and 30 max EP. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to end here and just go back to hanging out for a little bit. I know we didn't do much in the story. We got to the New Century Zero team. We find out some of the stuff of what's happening with... we found out some of the stuff of what's happening after the end of New Century Zero's anime, which is, it says that Bit and Brad went off on their own. Leon came back, which is an interesting development. Let's switch over to our just chatting. And so it's funny, I was looking for a way to quickly change between models, and I found out the Magic Mirror has one of the fastest ways to change between models, because it lets you skip past the check for the copyright check. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so I've got... Yeah, this one has the eye tracking on, which is cool. My model was kind of bugging out a little bit there towards the middle. Wasn't sure why. But yeah, you're right, Nabiru. It is interesting to think about. Oh my gosh. So last night, I watched the end of Chapter 3 of Critical Role's secondary show, Candela Obscura. So for those of you who don't know, Critical Role takes the last week of every month off, but they've started a new thing because they've started a second show, Candela Obscura, and they air the episodes of Candela Obscura on their off week, so they're technically going all month long, but one of those is a non-critical, is not Critical Role Campaign 3. So they came off of a sick week into Campaign 3, not Campaign 3, Critical Role, not Critical Role, Candela Obscura, Chapter 3, Episode 3. And the thing is with the chapters, so Candela Obscura is designed to be used for short form storytelling. Like for Candela Obscura, each session is supposed to be really self-contained, and you're supposed to, it's like kind of like Monster of the Week, where you're supposed to solve the mystery by the end of each session, and each circle, which is what you call your adventuring party in Candela Obscura, is supposed to go for like no more than like 3 or 4 adventures, because you have limited amounts of resources that you have for the life of your characters. So it's not designed for long form play, which makes it very interesting, because it makes it super interesting because here we go. I'm bookmarking that site I used before. I want bookmarks bar. Okay, that's what I want. Yeah, and so how it's supposed to work is the players play investigators working for this organization called Candela Obscura. And it's kind of an eldritch horror story, and like magic is dangerous and unpredictable and powerful, and there was a society that existed before this society called Old Fair that was destroyed by magic, right? And this society is just coming off of a massive war, and they're dealing with like industrialization, and it's kind of like not Victorian era, but it's like early industrialization. So they're just getting electricity, they're just getting cars, and they have the trolley cars, and all that stuff, right? And so there's this other organization called the Periphery that's kind of like the official police for dealing with supernatural things. But the Periphery just like buries it, destroys anyone and anything that has any contact with the supernatural, and covers it up so that way the public at large doesn't know that the supernatural exists. But that doesn't deal with the supernatural. That doesn't deal with what's actually happening. Candela Obscura is not a part of the government and is like a independent organization that sends people out to solve the mysteries, get to the bottom of the story, figure out what happened, and stop whatever is rampaging from hurting more people. And they're portrayed as this like they're kind of operating in this gray area. And it's been interesting because each chapter has had a different game master of the show. They just recently released the rulebook so people can do it at home. And it's funny that like I saw some people doing these like real bad takes on how like they thought the Candela Obscura book wasn't good. And like a lot of their complaints that they're leveling at Candela Obscura sound a lot like the complaints people level at PBTA games. And it looks like it's going to play a lot like a PBTA game. It's very different than D&D. It uses dice pools, uses D6s. It has a set success, partial success, and failure mechanic. And it's generally the player that's rolling, not the GM. Right? So that just unfolds in this story. But like up until this point, Candela Obscura, like in the first chapter that was done by Matt Mercer, ran that one. Candela Obscura was like this force of good that was trying to help people and was a source of hope, right? Then in chapter 2, it was revealed that Candela has some gray area, right? Where like they, whenever they get their hands on a phenomenon, a supernatural phenomenon, they don't believe in living with supernatural phenomenon. They don't believe in having peace with supernatural entities. They believe in studying them, learning how to defeat them, either eradicating them or imprisoning them so they can't be a threat to anyone else. And so you find out in chapter 2 that like there's this whole thing where Candela Obscura hasn't told people all the stuff that it knows, and they find out about people that are being held, people who have like been touched by the supernatural and been warped by it, that are being held imprisoned by Candela Obscura. And then that becomes this plot point. Yes, it's a very neat supernatural game. And it's very low magic, very high lethality. There's a lot of horror. It is a gruesome game. And it's so different from D&D. And then chapter 3 has been so different because it uses the scar system where every time you take enough injuries to drop you down, essentially your HP goes to 0. You take a scar and you change 2 of your stats to represent how the scar has permanently changed you in some way. And there's some narrative consequence. So it's not like D&D where like going down to 0 HP and you can just get a healing potion and get popped right back up. It's not like that at all. And you can only take a certain number of scars before you are either dead or forced to retire. And this circle, they wanted to try something different. So they started with each one of them having had some experience with a supernatural in their past that has touched them in some way. Pretty much all but one of them were people that if Candela knew fully about them, Candela would imprison them, study them, and possibly execute them. So they are walking a fine line, right? And they all started with one scar to represent what happened to them in their past that changed them in some way, right? So they all started with one scar. When you take your 4th scar, you are either forced to retire or dead. So it came down to the final chapter, and there was one moment where the GM said, hey, to one of the characters who like transforms into a beast if she loses control, it's like, hey, if you don't give in to your beast, you will go down and you will die. And she's like, well, you said earlier I'm bonded with this other character who can take a damage for me. And what this player didn't realize was that person she was bonded with was already at 3 scars and 3 marks. So if he took 1 more damage, he would die. And so when she walked into danger, expecting him to absorb the damage, and then and the player realized too late that would kill the other character. And the GM's like, you're there. And one of the characters that's played by Sam Riegel. Now, here's the thing. Sam Riegel is normally the funny man in Critical Role. He's the one who does the ad reads. He's the silly guy and like all of that. To see him play in Candela Obscura and play this serious, intense, broken man and bring his own unique flavor to this horror setting has been an absolute treat to watch, right? It has been an absolute treat to watch happen. And then like everything had gone off the rails. I don't know what Zero Zeal is. I'll look it up. Give me a second. I don't know what I'm... Oh, it's a band? Oh, Galactic Beast Zero Zeal. Perma debuff. Yeah, pretty much. If it was an anime, end of the scene would go, it's not my fault. He should have told me he only had 1 health left, right? So in that moment, right, Sam Riegel's character is like gonna jump forward, and the GM, it was Abria Iyengar, who like was amazing. Like this, like people were saying, this is like some of her best work as a game master and a storyteller. It was phenomenal, right? She like had everything prepared and like masterfully crafted this story for the players to play through and for us the viewers to experience. It was astounding. And like she just asked Sam, she's like, tell me how your character knows about this mental conversation happening between these two in this split second. And he's like, I wouldn't. But as soon as I see our doctor start to go down, as soon as I see our doctor start to falter, I'm going to run forward and try to punch her out of the way. Because that's the kind of character he had. And he runs in there, and Sam Riegel's character is this like tragic man that can't die. He can't die and he doesn't age. You start, when you're introduced to Sam Riegel's character, Oscar, you start thinking he's the grandson of Liam's character, Cosmo. But then you find out that Oscar is actually Cosmo's father. Oscar has just stopped aging because he was caught in some magic ritual, right? And every time he goes down, he loses his memory. He loses some of his memories, like a cost to be paid, right? And up until this point, you thought the losing the memories was part of the curse. He eventually meets the person who's taking his memories, and she's like, I've lived a life like yours of unending like existence, and the memories were the hardest part, always remembering everything I lost. I thought by taking your memories every time you died, I would be doing you a favor, because then that would be less of a burden on you, less of a burden for you to think about everything that you lost along the way. And she was actually trying to help him. But anyway, he runs forward, and this like eldritch, this like lesser god that's imprisoned up ahead of them sees his noble sacrifice, respects it, and absorbs the damage for him. And then they go up and they free her. And then they all meet with her separately. And they're being hunted. There is like no escape for them, right? And they go one at a time interacting with the characters, right? The GM interacts with one player at a time because they each get pulled into essentially separate instances. They get pulled into separate dimensions. And Oscar goes, and so first Raj goes. That I think is this like bug man thing, and he sacrifices himself and dies. Then Oscar goes, and he agrees to be imprisoned with the lesser goddess. And then this one girl goes, Madame Glass, who has water powers. And so when she gets a wish, because they're all getting a wish to do something, but there's a cost, right? And her wish is to like be able to, that for good things to happen to this kid she saved, and for her to be able to be reunited with her family in the sea, who died at sea. And then the next player was like, I want to live, and then I don't want to die. I'm scared of dying, and was given the opportunity to escape. And then after the game, right, the player, Madame Glass's player, was like, here's the thing. I didn't know living was an option. The first two players who went before me had died or sealed themselves away. So I thought that this was a TPK, and we were all having some kind of like deep emotional moment where we like sacrificed ourselves for the greater good in order to make everything better. And then the next person gets to live. And so like the player literally had been like she thought that she had to sacrifice herself. And then the way she said it made it sound like if she'd known that living was an option, she probably would have taken a different path. She probably would have decided something else. And it was so funny because like people were talking about in the chat, like all the fan fictions that are going to go up, the people who are like doing their own version of this ending, right? Because there's so like there was so much like for all of them to just go their own way, and of the 5, only one person surviving. And one interesting thing is because Critical Role pre-records the episodes, right? The episodes are pre-recorded. That means that sometimes the players can join in Twitch chat, share some of their thoughts, share some of their experiences, and just give some of their commentary about like what they were thinking at different moments as stuff was unfolding as the episode is going. So it's kind of like watching like a director's cut or whatever, excuse me, where you have the director's commentary over the episode, which is pretty interesting. All right. This has been fun tonight. I definitely recommend checking out Candela Obscura. So you don't have to watch all of the chapters, but I definitely recommend if you pick one of the chapters for Candela Obscura to watch the video, start with the first episode of each chapter and then watch them in order, 1, 2, 3 for that chapter. Each chapter is really self-contained. Oh, it's funny. I went to look and I'm like, oh, I haven't gained any new followers this stream. Okay. I look at my follower count on Twitch and I'm like, oh, I lost a follower. That's hilarious. Neander's taking damage while eating chips. Lol. It's actually funny. I saw a couple people in Twitch chat that were saying they'd never watched Candela Obscura. And because they like Abria, they were tuning in last night and it was their first time watching Candela Obscura. And they're like, this is so nuts. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you were tuning in the middle. And they were like coming in the middle of the episode, not at the beginning of the episode. They were coming in like the beginning, in the middle of the episode. So I'm like, you're coming in the middle of the 3rd episode of a 3-episode miniseries. I get that you love Abria, but like, ooh, there's a lot there. But yeah, it was something else. There was so much happening. I'm glad I was able to keep up because last month I was struggling with my intrusive sleep and I wasn't able to fully pay attention to the episode last week. But I was able to pay attention to enough of it that I got some idea of what was unfolding. So I was able to follow through with it. Ugh. But yes, that's funny. Neander's taking damage while eating chips. Well, I don't know if Neander's kept her lore when she left, because lore is like really, it's a for funsy thing. But Nyanners is so chaotic that like she's got to be some kind of a chaos entity. Oh my gosh. I got, you know, so Wednesday, I know I used to play D&D, but now that's kind of my free night to watch other streams, to relax, to cook, to hang out with people, and kind of just like my free night. And I was watching, like, it's really funny. I was watching like 3 streams at once. I had like 3 Twitch streams open that I was watching at once on Wednesday. And one of them was like, I was watching one that raided into another one that was a new person. I'm like, oh, and that new person was interesting, so I watched. And then, but they were only doing it for, yes, would ironically use nya. And then they raided into another one. I don't remember the first one, but the second one that we raided into was a second new one that was really interesting. It's some kind of like Roomba. They were like a Roomba VTuber, but it was like an Eldritch horror Roomba. They were a VTuber with like all of these, like, instead of, they were like tentacles, but they were like vacuum suction hoses, and they had holding stuff on the end, like a Furby or an action figure. And the thing is, all of those like Furbies and action figures and stuff that were at the end of their tentacles all had eyes, and they all would blink in unison whenever the VTuber blinked. So it would all be blinking together, and like I think their eyes moved together too. And the VTuber was like super chaotic and energetic. And it was really interesting to watch. But like, it was just, I kind of got the vibe of them being like an Eldritch horror Roomba. And that's a combination you don't see very often. Like Eldritch horror Roomba. Okay. Right, Noel Main? That is something very unique. Oh yeah, I just remembered. Silva asked me to look for something this morning, but I was not feeling up from moving. Let me look for something real quick. Nope. Okay. It doesn't look like Gundam Seed Freedom has made it to the main site I use for internets. All right. All right, we got one more ad that's going to play before we wind down for the night and end up. Let me start looking to see. I got into Lancer RPG this past week, still trying to figure out some of the rules and lore. If you have any questions, Noel Main, just ask. Lancer has been my main game for like 2 years. playing Lancer has revitalized my love of TTRPGs. Well, running Lancer has. Playing has been its own experience. But if you have any questions, Noel Main, or if you have anything, like, you can put it on the Discord in the chat. Just, you can on the TTRPG discussion, you can tag what game you're talking about whenever you make a post. So that way it's easy to search. I want people to be able to find posts in the future and stuff, right? As we get more posts unfolding on there. But if you want to just make a post on there with the Lancer tag and ask any questions, I'll be glad to help you out, or there might be other people on the Discord who might be able to help you. Lancer is... So, my first interaction with Lancer happened a few years ago. I was still really seeped in Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition. It was my main game. It was the game that freed me from D&D. It was to me, for TTRPGs, what Vanguard was for TCGs. Like how Vanguard freed me from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition freed me from D&D. But I eventually, like, grew to see its limitations. Yeah. I put it on there, so you should be able to. But yeah, so I grew to start to see Mutants Masterminds limitations. And, like, there was one point when, like, one of my friends was gonna run a game and was asking people what they wanted to do. And one of the games he wanted to run was a mech game using Mutants and Masterminds to build our mechs, which is totally doable. It is totally doable, and it's really funny. So there's rules for using mechs in Mutants and Masterminds, but the rules for using mechs in Mutants and Masterminds are honestly like one of the most complicated ways to actually do a mech game for Mutants and Masterminds. The community has come up with much simpler and easier to do rules for doing mech games in Mutants and Masterminds. It's so funny. It's really funny how it panned out. But one of the players was like, as soon as we talked about doing a Mutants and Masterminds mech game, they're like, sorry, I can't. I have a religious exemption. I don't play any mech games besides Lancer. And I was like, wait, what? What is this Lancer? And this person was just very adamant. They're like, no, I have a religious exception. I refuse to. If I'm playing a mech game, it has to be Lancer. And I was like, what in the world is this Lancer? And that was my first experience with Lancer. I think I'd maybe heard it mentioned once or twice before that. But like, and we ended up playing, I think it was more of like a D&D style game. And that was its own thing. But it was definitely its own style of game. But then I learned about Lancer because one of my friends told me about it. She mentioned it. I remember seeing one of my friends mention about it on Facebook, which is like, the thing I love about Lancer is that if you want to put dragons in your mech game, there are rules for putting dragons in your mech game. And I'm like, that's really cool. And I ended up learning about Lancer, and of course I had to throw myself into running a game as soon as I learned how to play it. Like, I learned how to play it, and then the next thing I did was build a game. I spent weeks prepping for my first campaign. Oh, and as for Discord doing that, that's just for the type of posts there. The whatchamacallem. No, I don't want to reorder the channel. What are the type of discussion thing? The forum post. It's just on that you can put tags on things. I have smashed so many things into Lancer. It is honestly quite hilarious how many things I have smushed into Lancer. And some of it I barely understand. It reminds me a lot of my first Mutants and Masterminds campaign, the first one that was actually a campaign, where like I was always just letting my creativity flow. Yeah, Vanguard was magical for me. One of my friends, someone who used to be like a brother to me, started talking to me about it, and we were talking about being just really tired of Yu-Gi-Oh! And how expensive it was getting, and how frustrating it was, and all of the mechanics and all of the complicated stuff that was happening it was just exhausting. And we started learning about this new game, Vanguard. Yeah, and then one day we went to our Yu-Gi-Oh! Locals, because we weren't going to stop going to locals. And then sitting at the back of the locals were two people we never met before playing Vanguard. And we stopped by them and we're like, yo, they're playing Vanguard. And we started talking to them. And they became close friends. Like, they became people that we went on like real life quests with these people. We went on real life adventures and not grew up, but like kind of like had a second, I don't want to say not puberty, but like it's like the adventures that you have when you're a teenager, except we had them as adults with these people, then this community that we ended up getting involved with. There was a point in my life where I was in a job where I was being verbally abused by my boss every day, and it was wearing me down and it was breaking me down. The only thing holding me together was my weekly Vanguard nights. I had the option to go on night shift of my job and get away from my verbally abusive boss. But if I went to night shift, I would have to give up going to my Vanguard nights, where I could no longer go to Vanguard night ever. And my local Vanguard night was so very crucial to my mental health that I couldn't do it. I could not get into a better situation because I could not do that. And it was heartbreaking. Like, I talked to the manager, I was like, listen, this is there's this thing I do on Monday nights that's really important to me, that's really special to me, that I can't give up. Is there any way I could work with you guys on night shift and just not come in on Monday nights? Or what I should have said was, or come in late on Monday nights. Because they work long enough, I could come in like 3 hours late. And there'd still be plenty of work to do. But they said Monday was one of their heaviest nights. It was when they got it was when they had some of their biggest orders, because they weren't open on the weekends. And they're like, if we can't do that. We can't give you Mondays off. Any other night we could talk about, but Monday night was just a non-starter, and it was heartbreaking. And a lot of that's what led, and it's really funny because it was because of that I eventually reached a breaking point, and I got out of that job because that was not a really great company to work for. I could have made it work, and I could probably go back there and make it work. It would just be a matter of time before I was getting back into my mental health wouldn't be sustainable. So I guess I wouldn't make it work. I don't know. It's weird. You know, I'm at the point where, like, I know, like, I'm at the point where I'm with people I'm living with people that are understanding, that are helping me, that are letting me take the time I need to heal and to process, like we were talking about earlier with, like, the mental health healing and stuff, right? If I wasn't and I had to go back to work, I think I would do my best because I couldn't give up. But it would not be good. It would only be a matter of time with the way I am now, without extreme accommodations that I don't think any business is going to want to do. It would only be a matter of time before I would be back in that place where I was, that dark place where I was. Didn't mean to get heavy, but, like, that's just kind of what's on my mind. Talking about work, talking about life, talking about Vanguard. This is what I mean. This is why I have the ADHD tag on my Twitch, because, like, I bounce from location to location. Like, mentally. We don't do mental gymnastics here. We do mental ninja warrior courses. All right. Let's wind down for the night. I wonder, is Ronald McDonald still here? Has Ronald McDonald been watching this whole time? I know he came back a while back and was like, I will wait because I said I wasn't hungry. And I was just wondering if Ronald McDonald is still around here somewhere. All right. So, for those of you who don't know, at the end of the night, I like to speak positive affirmations about my viewers, say good things about everyone, and I definitely feel that. And then, like, I eventually not got burnt out on Vanguard, but, like, after a while, I just got really frustrated with Vanguard. And then Buddy Fight came out. And I got involved with the Buddy Fight community. I made amazing friends. I had wonderful experiences. I felt like I was respected for my skills and my knowledge. Like, Buddy Fight was huge, and oh my gosh. So they're releasing, to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Buddy Fight, they're doing, Bushiroad is doing a 10th anniversary special anniversary set of Buddy Fight that has retrains of old cards that's like same art but like improved effects from the old cards. And those cards are usable in some special Buddy Fight tournament that they're doing to celebrate 10 years, right? Here's the thing. The event that they're releasing these sets at is only in Japan. And they're not having an American version of the event that I know of. The set is only being sold at that event or being sold in limited numbers to local game stores in Japan. In order to order the cards, you have to prove that you have a Japanese address. They are not selling it internationally. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is nuts. when I saw the revival set, my first thought was, yo, are they coming back? Are they bringing Buddy Fight back? Like, yeah, no VPN sneakiness. No, you have to prove you have a physical brick and mortar store in order to order the Buddy Fight revival, the revival set. And it's like, if they brought Buddy Fight back where it was when the game ended, it was power crept so hard that, like, there'd be nothing for them to do releasing new cards. Though, after Buddy Fight ended, I think in Thailand, it was either Thailand or Singapore, they started doing a thing where they were gonna, like, they were gonna keep the tournaments going, and there was talk of them creating their own cards, something about the copyright being different in that country, and they were gonna keep releasing new Buddy Fight cards or something, was what I heard. And then I never heard about it again. I never saw any pictures of any new cards. I never saw any releases. And someone mentions, like, yo, whatever happened to that? Did they ever do that? Did they ever release new cards and do stuff over there? But, like, it's, I think you have to prove you have a Japanese store. I don't know what the specifics are, but I know it's like Japanese address. I don't know if they were like some, like, I know, like, for Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, you have to, like, get pictures of the play area with the tables and all that jazz. But, like, so there's all that, right? There's all that. And it's like, it's all that in a bag of chips. But Buddy Fight was huge for me. Hero World was a magical experience for me. Like, I say that about Vanguard because Vanguard was just like that moment when I met those people that became my lifelong friends that I share this bond with. I haven't talked to them in a while because life is hard and stuff is just crazy, but, like, I still care about them. And I would still do almost anything for them. But we've just drifted, like, as our adventures have taken us different places, we've drifted apart into different areas of our lives. But yeah, that was the pipeline from Vanguard to Buddy Fight. I played a few different games. Like, I played Luck and Logic before that got shut down because that was a problem. Card art was problematic in Luck and Logic. Tried playing Force of Will for a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure how you do a Weiss Schwarz anime. Yeah, I played Weiss Schwarz for a little bit. Like, I couldn't really get into Weiss Schwarz. It was super expensive. And you couldn't do, like, set splits like you could with Vanguard. I think I had a Persona deck in the Weiss Schwarz. Now, I believe one of my friends bought me one of the Gurren Lagann decks that I have in storage right now. And, like, the thing is, the stuff was super expensive. It was like $30 for, like, a deck. Oh goodness. Like, the thing with Weiss Schwarz was the sets were so expensive that it was like, card games are already like a premium hobby, right? That just, like, you have to spend money, like, to varying degrees. There are levels to it, and Weiss Schwarz was a high level. I don't. I mentioned you a while back. Oh, I mentioned that you asked me to look up stuff about Gundam Seed Freedom. I wasn't able to find it. Huh. What era did I get into Vanguard? I think it was like set 3. The original set 3. I got introduced to Vanguard before the Limit Break era. Before Dimensional Robos came out in America. I've heard it's gone through some vast changes recently. Like, I'll never forget. I went to the White Plains, New York national event, and it was like the first big national event that like was open to the public, well advertised, and they did not prepare for all of the people. It was a team event where you were competing as part of a team, and it was reverse versus non-reverse. I went super chuny with it. I won't go into all the details, but I was in a weird place mentally at the time. And we went there. We took time off work, me and my team. We drove up there. We spent money on a hotel room, and we got there. And they told us they had not anticipated how popular Vanguard was going to be. They had not anticipated how many people were going to be at this event. It was only like their second or third US event. And they had to do round 0. Round 0 was single elimination. You lose, you are out of the tournament. No bracket, no best of 2. You lose, you're out of the tournament. My team sat down for round 0. My teammate on my left lost. I think he got grade stuck and ended up losing. My teammate on my right, my bro, my ride or die bro, he did everything right and he won. And then it was on me. I was the last fighter in that tournament. I misguarded, but even so I tried to recover. And my opponent double attacked with a restanding Vanguard. It was some kind of shadow paladin restanding Vanguard shenaniganry. And I got crit. I got crit out of the game. And it was this moment where we had gone through so much to get to this tournament, and we got eliminated in round 0. And it wasn't that we lost, it was that I lost. I was the linchpin. Like, yeah, my teammate could have won and carried us, but like, I didn't get grade stuck. I got my combo off. I was getting my combos off, and I just couldn't pull the win out. Because they didn't predict. They had to eliminate 50% of the competitors, or else they wouldn't be able to fit everyone in the building, because it would have been the building was too small, and it would have been a fire violation, a fire hazard. The next year they had bigger stuff, and then in future years they had bigger things. It was an experience. It was definitely an experience. I can't believe I've still been talking for this long. Isn't that the new series, Divine Z, the new thing? I remember sitting in a hotel room with my friends that I traveled to a tournament with. And we were watching the new episode of Vanguard together. And it was the one tournament we were watching. It was the episode in the Legion era when was it Kenichi or Kenji? Yeah, Kenji, the D-Robo player, summoned Great Daikaiser. And like I lost it. When they come in, when he called Shadow Kaiser and they did the combination sequence to cross Break Ride, oh my gosh. I lost it. I lost my mind. I absolutely lost it. I was nuts. But yeah. I'll look up Vanguard Divine Z. Alright. Quick, before the next ad pops up, let's end for tonight. Alright. For those of you who don't know, I like to speak positive things about my viewers, speak goodness and hope and joy into their lives, and say positive affirmations for each and every one of them. So let's scroll through this. We didn't get... This was a slow stream. We didn't even get the 100 chats between the two chats. Didn't even get 100 chats. Goodness gravy. Anyway, De Silva to Noel Main to Ronald McDonald to Nabiru. And to anyone else who watched the stream and didn't say anything, and to anyone who watches this VOD afterwards, I want to say that I love all of you. And I believe in each and every one of you. I think that you all are truly special, one-of-a-kind, and unique individuals that make this world a better place by living in it in your own special way. Thank you for coming to this stream, and thank you for giving me your time, your attention, and your energy. Thank you for being a part of this community, and thank you for making my life better. I believe that each one of you is a valuable, worthwhile, and important individual. You are treasures of human beings. I believe that your hopes and your dreams and your ideals are valuable and important. I think that you are deserving of love and you are worthy of happiness. I believe that each one of you deserves having good things happen in your lives. Thank you for coming to this stream. Thank you for being a part of this community, and thank you for being amazing. One thing I do ask is if you're watching on YouTube to like the stream. It helps the algorithm with pushing it out to other people, lets me know what people want to see, what people are here for. If you're watching the VOD, leave a comment about any thoughts or ideas that you might have had. I read them all, even if I don't always respond to them all. It's just hard for me to get over my social anxiety sometimes, which seems a little bit ironic considering I'm streaming, but it's different. Trust me, I promise you it's different. And if you have any friends or neighbors or aunts or uncles or arch nemesis, enemies, rivals, fated lovers, or star-crossed rivals, or friends to enemies to lovers that you think might enjoy my content, feel free to show them my content or invite them to the next stream. Next stream is going to be Monday at 8:30 p.m. EST. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you there. If you want to, you could follow me on my socials to keep up with what I'm up to. You could subscribe or ding the notification bell on YouTube in order to keep up with what I'm doing there, to let you know whenever I go live or when I release any new content. You can follow me on Twitch, or if you feel motivated to, subscribe on Twitch. I would appreciate it. It all helps. And that'll let you know whenever I go live as well. You can follow me on X or Twitter, or on Blue Sky, or you could like my Facebook. What else is there? Oh yeah, and you could join my Discord. Links to all of those are down in the description below. thank you for coming to this stream. Thank you for being amazing, and thank you for making my life better. Now, one thing is, you do not have to donate to be a part of this community. Gotta phrase it weird with that, but I never want anyone to feel like they have to pay to be welcome here. With that said, I do appreciate each and every person who has donated in the past to help make things possible for me and to help enable me to do things that I could normally not have done on my own. I'm grateful to each and every one of you who has done that. And what I will say is, if you ever feel motivated to donate, to improve the stream, to improve my life, to help me out with any number of things, and you are financially in a position in which it is safe to do that, there are links where you can do that down below. You can subscribe to my Twitch or give me bits. I appreciate all of those as well. I'm very close to my next payout, so I will appreciate anything and everything that comes before the next term in the 12th of February. Yeah, I look forward to everything. Now, let's see the all-important question. Do I have anybody to raid with? Let me pop open the doc that I normally don't look at. What? Am I live on Twitch? It says I'm live. Why does this not show me as being live? That's weird. I'm looking at my Twitch and it's saying I'm live, but this thing is not showing. My restream is not showing that I'm live on Twitch. That's really weird. Okay, I guess I'll just pop open the thing on... Why does it not show? I tried to pop open the thing to show my viewers. Got 2 viewers. Okay. Alright. Why is it not showing that? Okay, it wasn't updating. Alright, so I do have 2 viewers to take with me. I do ask that you hang out as we do a raid. I do like to raid other people, but there's not really much point if I'm raiding with nobody. Ooh, could raid Saga. Is there anybody else that I want to raid? Naughty Roomba's live. Ooh, Lila's live. Lila is one of my friends from oh, Tantan's live too. But Lila is one of my friends from Hero Girls Discord server. So, I will... Let me take a look at her stream. She's doing Armored Core 6. That could be fun.
Free with TurboTax free.
Oh my gosh. I don't need... Looks like she's playing. She's been playing for about 2 hours. Okay. Let me set up a raid. Okay. I'm starting the raid now. I do hope that you will go through, be nice. I don't know. I'll have to get a raid message one of these days. All right. We're doing the raid.
Well, I'm gonna do it. Oh, hey, Orian, thank you so much for the raid.